Fighting games are great. If you've been watching this channel for the past few months, you would know that I love fighting games, and they're debatably one of my favorite genres of gaming. So I thought, well, what's one of the most important things about a fighting game? Well, it's characters, of course. So I wanted to put together this little list of my top 5 fighting game characters. Before we get into this list, let's go over the rules right quick. The rules for this video are as follows. 1 character per series. If they appear in multiple as either a guest or are part of a crossover game, I will specify if needed. And yeah, those are some very simple rules. Of course, this won't apply to the honorable mentions that we'll have later, but for the main list, that's what we're working with. So without further ado, let's move on to the list. At number 5, we have Taki from Soul Calibur series, specifically Soul Calibur 5. To start off my reasonings, 1, she's a female ninja. I really like female ninjas. It's almost like I made an OC of that, but that's beside the point. She's got a really fun set of tools for both a really fun and satisfying combo game and some fun neutral. Although there was a point in time where I got really annoyed with the balance patches and kind of stopped playing the game, but that's beyond the point. She was one of the most fun characters I have played in a 3D fighting game up until that point. And with Soul Calibur being one of the fighting games that I have taken competitively for a good long time, I definitely think she deserves a spot on this list. And on top of being an overall just really fun character, she's also got that cool factor for me, where it's just fun, where it's just satisfying to do things, and she's really fucking cool when shit gets going. So that's enough to land her at number 5 on this list. For number 4, we have Jin Kazama from the Tekken series. Mainly Tekken 8, because that is currently the game that has me gripped competitively. And oh my god, I don't even need to speak on his design because of how iconic the Tekken 3 one alone is, but this character has had banger designs after banger designs, and that's no different for Tekken 8. He's got a really fun and satisfying neutral. The combos are sick as hell. The sheer amount of dopamine I get out of playing this character correctly, especially when I give him the old like, it's just so fun to play this character, especially when you get someone in the correct blender and they're just guessing wrong and you're guessing right, and you're just slowly whittling them down or just blasting them with a hard-hitting combo. It's just so sick. We don't talk about his story in Tekken 6, though. For number 3, we have Arbiter from Killer Instinct. Now, this character can be either made fun and simple, or it can become so much more complicated and satisfying with how you have to manage the resources. He has a fun and simple game plan with his pretty good buttons in neutral and overall special moves. It's not hard to figure out how to use him, but the complexity comes from managing his plasma grenades and his ammo count for his carbine. And the plasma grenade setups and command grabs, being able to use those to enforce a pace in neutral is so satisfying, and being able to do a mix-up with a command grab that can either lead into a whole combo or just end the round, it makes my brain go brrr. And that's not even going as far as to mentioning the tools he gains in Instinct, like his parry, and being able to suddenly just say, no, this is my turn now, on what would be a simple jump in, is super. Parries in fighting games are always super satisfying, and Arbiter is no different. Between being able to get a good punish off of said parry on a jump in, or other things, it's just super satisfying to hit those parries and get those punishes, along with everything else that I mentioned. It's no wonder that this character is a top 3 character for me. For number 2, I'm actually going to be talking about 2 different iterations of the character, being Naoto Shirogane in Persona 4 Arena and BB Tag. These characters are so similar, yet so different, and yet all of it comes down to some very simple things, like the amount of fucking sauce this woman has. Like, she has great synergy with a bunch of characters in BB Tag. She has a super fun neutral in BB... Let's talk about BB Tag now, right quick. She has a very versatile playstyle and great assist to synergize with a good 70% of the cast, I'd say. Along with that, she has really fun combos and really satisfying combos to do. That's one thing that you'll quickly learn about me is I'm a huge fan of combos. Being able to switch up your playstyle at the drop of a hat between setting up traps and setting up a bunker to keep the opponent out if needed, or getting aggressive in their face, and depending on what your assist is, setting up damn near unblockable situations to enforce your offense. It's just super fun to be able to do. That's also not going into her comeback factor in both games with the Fate counter. In BB Tag, it's as simple as hit a shot from the Shotgun Super, which you can get from either Resonance or Air Super, Air 236 BC, and when you hit that gives you access to the Fate. And what that means, one good hit, one simple hit, and your opponent is dead, because the Fate counter grants you access to her other two supers, Hama and Mudo. And when you hit either of those when the Fate counter is at 0 or is applied, you're done. They're done. They're dead. It doesn't matter. And I've talked briefly on her combos and her versatility, but let's kind of move over to Persona 4 Arena, where you can't use her traps in the same way to sort of keep opponents out in zone, but what you can do is still have that versatility of her zoning with the fact that snipe stance, rather than firing all 5 shots at once, allows you to shoot 1 bullet at a time, each at a different angle, so you have that ability to sort of stop your opponent's progression and sort of keep neutral played at a pace that you want, or you can switch it up and you can get aggressive on your own. And Naoto's combos, especially on Fatal Hit, some of the most satisfying combos I have seen in a fighting game. Persona 4 Arena is full of that, but honestly, this character is one of the best examples of freedom in a combo system, given their tools. And it is for these reasons that Naoto Shirogane, both in Persona 4 Arena and BB Tag, is my number 2 favorite fighting game character of all time. Alright, let's move on to some honorable mentions. These characters are here because they either just barely missed the top 5, or are part of the same game series as the character that's already in the top 5. Another reason could be simply that, well, I just didn't play these games or characters online enough to warrant them being in the top 5. So, this is going to be a bit of a lightning round, so let's get going. Bayonetta from the Smash Bros. Series. The reason why she's not in here is because, as much as I enjoy playing her, I do feel personally that platform fighters do not lend enough to what Bayonetta could be in a fighting game. Put her in a real fighting game, and almost guarantee that she would be in the top 5 for me. Cinder, Killer Instinct, overtaken by Arbiter, but it was by a very slim margin because I love these characters so much. Cinder was the reason I got into Killer Instinct in the first place. Spartan 458 from Dead or Alive. She is going to get her own video on why I simp for this character. She's mainly not in the top 5 because I did not play this game online a lot, unfortunately. Jill Valentine from Marvel vs. Capcom. God, whether it be Marvel 2 Jill or Marvel 3 Jill, I will defend Marvel 3 Jill to the end of time as much as I can, but she is just super fun and super satisfying to play. Adachi and BB Tag, super sick synergy with Naoto. He is like the Doctor Doom of that game. Tokoyami My Heroes 1's Justice. This is a kind of a deep cut, but I played this game so much that I made it to the top 3 with him on his leaderboard at one point. Kunoichi DNF Duel. A shame this game didn't get the content when it needed because I suffered from content drought. This character was super fun. Greninja Smash 4. I was still super young and not very good at games, but Greninja was super sick until Bayonetta showed up. Chun-Li in MVCI. Debatably my favorite version of the character in all of the games she appears in. Chun-Li in MVCI is super sick and super strong. Venom in Marvel vs. Capcom. Again, super sick and super strong. In MVCI at least. Well, maybe not super strong. I don't know. I haven't paid attention to the meta in that game for a while. Monster Hunter, MVCI. God damn, this character is super sick. Some of these characters I don't have much to say other than they are super sick and super fun to play. Ruby, BB Tag. She was the original character I played with my Naruto team before Adachi. She had a lot of tools to be aggressive with, and that fucking 5B was a goddamn menace to society. If you know, you know. Dizzy from Guilty Gear. My personal favorite Guilty Gear character in the series. I'm super excited for her to come to Strive, and I hope that she is still able to, again, switch from annoying my opponents from full screen to rushing their ass down. And then finally, for this list right now, off the top of my head, Giovanna in Guilty Gear Strive. Really fun and super simple game plan, along with having a really good design. Quick interjection from Editor Neon here. I did forget one character in the honorable mention, Jun Kazama. So, yeah, just wanted to give you a quick jump scare and back to the video. But with all that out of the way, my number one character in all of fighting games is Spider-Man from Marvel vs. Capcom 3 and Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. I cannot speak for any of the other games because I did not play those enough. But this character takes everything I have said about previous characters, between the amount of sauce and freedom these games have and pushing their combo systems to the absolute limits at times, to a super fun breakneck neutral and pure satisfying to play. The amount of dopamine I get from this character, especially when you get shit like the web throw loops where you just web throw, see you later, web throw, see you later, web throw, see you later. It's unmatched, to be honest. And in Marvel 3 alone, when you pair him with characters like Dante, Doom, Virgil, Dormammu, like, unfortunately, he's not as versatile as, say, a Spencer, but he still has the amount of sauce required to do cool shit. He's got good damage, fun neutral. I wish his standing medium was better in Marvel 3, which they fixed it in Marvel Infinite. This character is absolutely godlike. Super fun and satisfying character to also copy. Like, come on. Maximum Spider. I will never forgive Capcom for what they did to Ultimate Web Throw, though. Turning that into an anti-air that barely works as an anti-air is criminal. Now let's move on right quick to what he can do in Marvel Infinite. Again, this character can move at a breakneck speed. I may not be as good as I once was, but at the same time, pairing this motherfucker with the Power Stone and being able to go for an ambiguous mix with web zips and his air dash, and suddenly I'm above you. Which side am I on? I don't know. Power Stone. You might get hit if you block the wrong way for even just a second. And I'm also going to take this moment to shill out Maximilian and his team and his mod team's progress on Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite and beyond. Yeah, I would put some footage of that here, but I don't know if he'd be okay with that, and I don't want to take the risk. So I know that he's got the balance change, the current balance beta for the changes out on Game Banana right now. So if you're interested in that, go check that out. Link will be in the description, and also check out the mod itself. Check out the mod Twitter for updates on that, because it's turning this game into an absolute fucking beauty. But yeah, back to Spider-Man. This character is still super fun. It's hard to choose between my favorite one between the two, because they're just so sick. I personally say I prefer the combos of Marvel 3 Spider-Man, but the neutral of Marvel Infinite. This character is just so goddamn fun. Like, I know I'm kind of rambling. I'm new to this sort of thing, and it's been hard for me to script this video. I've been trying to script this fucking video ever since the announcement of the Marvel vs. Capcom collection, which we still don't have a release date for. Point is, this video has been in the works for a while. I don't know how. I've been trying to make this, and I don't know how to make it, so I hope this has been good. But that's kind of been my list, and I hope you guys enjoyed. And if you have any criticisms on what I could have done better, feel free to leave a comment on how I could have improved outside of just writing a better script. Again, this is kind of a new type of video for me, along with the Evo vlog that I posted a couple weeks ago. So if you guys enjoyed, feel free to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And thankfully, I should be back on a normal 1 to 2 video a week schedule now that this is done. Thank you dudes for watching. Go play some fighting games.